Miss Martin muses and a chill chat. It's been a while since I've just mused for the sake of musing, and I'm happy to be able to be here because guess what? It is cold. It is more than cold. It is freezing, and everything is shut down. So, yay! I am sitting here with a black currant toddy, a roaring fire, a hot water bottle, a cat that's very needy and deciding, well, let's just go ahead and muse. Are you also stuck in all of this weather? And stuck, I guess, in the best sense of the word, because it's always nice to be forced to do nothing, at least for a little bit. And I think we need a break now and then, a time to stop, a time to chill, and a time to think about, well, I don't know, what's the meaning of life? What am I doing? So, well, what am I doing besides everything that I just said? I've been watching Call the Midwife. If anyone in the chat or in the comment section, if they're watching on the replay, if you watch Call the Midwife, let's talk about it. And it's a show that has some issues, in my humble opinion, but it is still engaging. I'm on season 9, I think, right now. So that's something to see. So I've been watching that. I've been deep into the action movie challenge that I do in January, or rather, I usually do a different topic. Last year it was the westerns. This year it is the action films. I've got 4 left, and it's been a lot of fun because I'm not one to necessarily go to action movies. I'm just not a huge action fan, but this has been forcing me to see some really good stuff. Like, for example, I've been watching, let's see, I watched Rambo 4. I've watched Die Hard 2. Actually, I'd already seen that, but my nephew wanted to watch it. He was participating in this fun stuff. I watched Predators. That was good. And what else? Oh, the Conan movie. I'd seen it before, the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it'd been forever. So I went ahead and watched that. What else did I watch? Oh, Bloodsport. My goodness gracious. That was something else. That's definitely a movie I would not have watched on my own, but you know what? It was fine. And the ones I have left, I'm going to be watching The Expendables. I'm going to be watching Dirty Harry, The Rock, and The Nice Guy. So there we go for comedy. And look who it is. It is none other the Nordporeal life form. Hello, welcome to Miss Martin Muses. He says, hello. I've resumed some of my phishing issue. My X account is still under control, but people have been reporting it. Oh, oops. Do you want me to unreport it? Ouch. Sorry. Well, I'm glad that you resolved your phishing issue, but we'll see, because I totally blocked you and everything. I'm on your new one, of course. It said movies. Oh, okay. So the Reported Life Form is sharing some movies here. Movies. I watched 2 70s films, Marathon Man and The Boys from Brazil. Ah, well done. Well done. Yep. You see, January is one of those months where there's not really a lot going on. We don't have Christmas. We don't have St. Patrick's Day. We don't have Valentine's Day, though, for crying out loud, Walmart's doing it. Technically, we're kind of in Christmas tide, or the time after Epiphany, but it starts to die down after the baptism of the Lord. So I think it's nice to delve into these things. Yeah, some people make it up. I'm sure you've probably seen, how I've always warned, watch out for a January fight. A January fight always breaks out among some people to help with their revenue. Be careful, don't participate, because it's probably fake, and then they will hold it against you. But yes, I'm glad you're doing this. We have Gravy D. Howdy, Teresa, and Nordporeal Life Farm. Why, hello, Gravy D. Yes, you can follow him on Instagram. You're no longer on X, from what I understand. I'm going to try to get my Instagram going a little more. It's kind of hard because, for crying out loud, I can only learn so much. Only learn so much. And I'm working on it. Oh, wait, so Nordporeal Life Farm says, Dirty Harry. I know someone who did a video retrospective on it. Ah, well, there we go. Resolved, not resumed. Oh, understood. Did I misread that? Or did you mistype it? Oh, okay. It is Mike Seuss 4. Hello. You need to watch all 4 Expendables films, as well as the 4 John Wick films. Yeah. Well, you know what? John Wick is one of the exceptions. I have watched the first 3, not the 4th, mainly because the family likes to watch it. And believe it or not, my brother-in-law's mother because she has had a crush on Keanu Reeves since the 80s. He's her midlife and now geriatric crush. So I have seen them. The fourth one, I have it saved on my airplane profile. I maybe watch it the next time I fly. I'm not flying right now because we're once again in that limbo of maybe we're going to be dealing with some more cancer, maybe not. So I'm sticking around until we know more about that. Not me, but close family member. It's kind of its own form of slow torture. Um, but we're wanting to know. So we're waiting on that. So when I fly, I will watch John Wick 4. Yeah, that got dark. Sorry about that. And everyone's saying hello. John Wick film Expendables is fun. John Wick's 4, all four, the 4 ones are fun. Yeah. I mean, everyone can relate to somebody who is getting revenge on someone killing their dog. I mean, first of all, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen. And they're just so innocent. Microphone went out and I was yapping away. I hope my mic wasn't out too long there. But I was just talking about the love of a dog and as opposed to the love of a cat, like that my cat's a psychopath and he would probably have me murdered. He would be joining in. They're awesome action films. Yes, yes, yes. Gravity says, I am not an ex. I was banned and I still have no idea why. Oh, okay. So that's what happened. Yeah, I mistyped it. You actually read it correctly. Okay, good. Because, I've been sitting on my buttocks for 24 hours. I got in one of the last Pilates classes before they shut down the studio. So, yes, I was able to bend my body and wave my legs in the air and do all that good stuff. But I am very lazy right now. So, very chill. Everyone is saying hello to each other. Dogs are that important. Yes. Like I said, they love you unconditionally. They will defend you. There is a dog in our family, not one that I own. It's probably the best way to have a dog. And he just goes crazy when I come over because I always bring him puppuccinos. And he would probably try to protect us. Yeah. Prayers for your family member. Thank you, Gravy D. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. The Report of the Life Form says, I am reading Blood Meridian now. Maybe the second Dresden Files book. Oh, yes. Dresden Files are fun. I read the first one. I've stopped. But of course, right now I'm trying to do the Wheel of Time, which, by the way, is amazing. I am 200 pages into The Shadow Resumes or whatever. I don't even know what the title is. I'm just so excited. I'm just reading like there's no tomorrow. I'm loving it so much. And yeah, there was some douchebags yesterday. Well, because, people do rage bait. And I knew it was rage bait, which is why I didn't respond. They just try to do these things where they pit Tolkien and what was it? The latest one was J.K. Rowling against J.K. Rowling or Rowling against Tolkien and, of course, George R. R. Martin. I'm like, oh my gosh, just stop. But of course, it was the same account that keeps repeating the same meme, and the person gets like hundreds of thousands of views, so that's why they're doing it. But then someone jumped in with some rage bait about Robert Jordan and his death and all of that, which just was so awful. I have no toleration for people trying to pit authors against each other or different fantasies against each other because you just can't compare them. They're just too different. And everyone agrees that Tolkien is the master of who he is. I mean it's just absurd. You were silent. I know. Damn it. I hate my life. Lord Thoth. Hello. Hello. Thank you for being here. You're saying hello to me. Thank you. See, I'm a little behind on the comments here. Yes. And then after those, marathon remainder of Wheel of Time this year. Yeah. Well, I am not reading anything until I'm done with the Wheel of Time, with the exception of books on Audible. So right now I'm listening to Call the Housewife, Midwife rather. Oh gosh, Call the Housewife. That sounds like a film of a certain thing that rhymes with mourn, but I'm listening to that on Audible, but yes, I am just reading like crazy. Mikey Seuss 4 says the fourth one has some closure. Yay! But now there'll be a related fifth film involving the ballerina badass ladies that come from John Wick's Russian background. Oh, everyone loves ballet. And they're talking about, Norporeal Life Forms X account. Yeah, and that just sucks. Don't click on anything, anyone. I mean, or to be honest, at this point, unless you really know someone, just be so careful with how you interact online because there is a lot of phishing and doxing and talk about psychopaths. I mean, gee whiz, everyone's batshit crazy. My personal psychopath is over there planning my demise, but in any case, Mikey Seuss 4 says, I had to close my X account completely because of hack issues. The same thing happened on my Discord and closed that account too. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that. Shadow Rising, thank you. Yes. Like I said, I'm just so excited. I'm just going through these. Yeah, everyone's helping me out. Thank you. Book 4, that is a great book. Oh, yeah, I'm just loving it, and loving it a little more. Norporeal Lifeform says, Shadow Rising starts well. Perrin's story is the best part of it. Oh, yay, I love Perrin. I like also the Falcon. I keep mispronouncing her name. I love the love story. Oh, wait, Perrin's not the one with the Falcon. It is. My fault. It is Perrin. Because Matt's doing the other stuff. See, these guys are confusing me. Some of Rand's stuff is really good. The girls are the worst part of the book. Oh, dear. Because the girls are kind of cool. Like right now, they're doing the stuff in the dream world, and I'm really enjoying that. People are agreeing. And, oh, no, I can't stand Avienda in Shadow Rising. Uh-oh, because so far she's been really cool. The ending I have some mixed feelings on. Oh, well, I will have to see. Mike Seuss 4, I'm starting to rewatch Star Trek and Star Wars fan films. Yay, they're both great to review, which I'm doing every Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Okay, there you go. Yeah, fan films are great. Fan films basically are all we're going to get when it comes to Star Wars and new Trek. I just don't trust them anymore. And speaking of things that annoy me, the Star Trek versus Star Wars stuff, oh my gosh. I love both. Well, first of all, they're different. One is fantasy, one is sci-fi. One is mostly a TV medium, though there have been some really good movies, obviously. And I don't know, people just need to be nice. Yeah, they're talking about the hijacking of his account. Perrin is the one with the Falcon. Yes, okay, there we go. Yeah, help me if the pronunciation. Sorry to hear that, nerd. Yeah, it sucked. It really sucked. Next is 4, says Norporeal Lifeform says, watch Star Trek Continue. Says my head canon. Oh, already done that. Star Wars, what is that? Yeah. Well, like I said, let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. Not be mean about it or weird. And I don't know. I mean, as far as this whole community idea, we just can't have any credibility if we're not intellectually honest, in my humble opinion. But I think that's not even a thing anymore. That was like 2-3 years ago. But as a fan of literature, any literature, and I would say definitely that The Lord of the Rings is literature. He's the author of the century. What was accomplished with Tolkien's work, with his legendarium, with The Lord of the Rings, is unsurpassed. Even if a person doesn't necessarily enjoy the story, and I've heard some people say that, almost everyone appreciates what he accomplished with what he did for modern fantasy. Yeah. Mike says 4, this would be the order. Star Trek ENT, then TOS, TAS, and New Voyages, etc. Okay, all right. And then Star Trek the Motion Picture intro. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, we all love Star Trek here. I have mixed feelings about Enterprise. I think that it could have been better than it was. But when you consider what we're dealing with right now, maybe those were the good old days. Norpoil says, I tried New Voyagers and was like, no, New Voyages, rather. And that was like, no. Okay. Yeah. And remember, this is an open musing. This is a chill chat. So when I say about what would you like to muse, I mean that. So please feel free to suggest topics, etc. But also realize that I can veto them because there are certain things that, I won't talk about. For the most part, I'm pretty open. I think what I really usually veto is when people want to talk about specific other people. And it's like, no, I won't do that. Not on my channel. Season 3. Oh, sorry. Norporeal says Enterprise did what Voyager should have done in season 3. Okay. Mike Susie 4 says James Crawley had 9 episodes and Vic Mignogna came up with 11 episodes. Enterprise season 4, says Nordporeal Lifeform, is one of my favorite seasons of Trek. As a TOS fan, it is a much watch. Yeah, I heard that it really came into its own in season 4. And that was the thing. The Next Generation had a rough first season and really, really hit its stride with the whole best of both worlds and all that. Except I would say that there were many, many good episodes in season 2, and season 3 was pretty solid. And Voyager was the same way. 7 of 9 really brought it up another notch, though I do understand the controversy about, okay, they had to bring in a hot chick to do it. I know my father was all in favor of 7 of 9, but I know that the actress who plays Kate Mulgrew, that's her name. She was not a happy camper about all of that, and I can totally understand that. I got to meet her. Got her autograph. Maybe, excuse me, I'm back here. No Pro Life from Friends says, it's a damn shame that it got canceled. It would have led to the Balance of Terror reference Romulan Earth War. Oh my gosh, yeah. You see, here's the problem with Enterprise, in my humble opinion. The first season should have been better. The first few seasons, there were some aspects of it I really didn't like. And I felt like their portrayal of the Vulcans wasn't very solid. And I'm not sure about why they made those decisions that they did. But yes, it came into its own just when it got canceled. Quantum Leap, Sam, I still call him. Captain Archer. He was perfectly cast. And I even started to like the other Vulcan chick. Yes, I was depressed about that, says Mike Zeus. 4, all Trek stopped after Enterprise ended in 2005. Yeah. I think that's fair because the, whatever you call it, the Abrams other timeline, it's not even true. It's an alternate timeline. What was it? Oh, Discovery. Didn't they just get done saying Discovery wasn't canon or something weird like that? Unless I was tripping. The actress who plays Mikey Spock or whatever in that show, I like her as a person, as an actress. She's pretty cool. And, their job is to act what they act. Picard, I didn't fall for the whole season 3 doing what they did. I didn't watch it. Of course, that's what they should have done season 1, but yeah. Norporeal Lifeform says, yes, Nemesis ended the TNG films in 2000 years, a few years prior. Scott Bakula as Archer, Jolene Blackhawk as T'Pol. Thank you. Yes, I still call him Sam forever. Quantum Leap was such a good show. I think because the OG writers of TOS were not involved and was worked on by Bergman and Braga, making Vulcans lie was a weird thing. Yeah, you see, it just didn't seem like Vulcans. Like, look at Tupac. And we'll just look at all the Vulcans. And, like, we know Vulcans. That's just all there is to it. You got to have Vulcans be Vulcans. If you want some of that other stuff, that's what the Romulans are for. Blalock, okay. Nerdporeal Lifeform says, Discovery and New Trek in general isn't canon. Anything they say isn't canon anyway, so I choose not to listen. Yeah. Hello. It is a Dega Outlaw. Hello. Great to see you here. Everyone's saying hello. Nordporeal Lifeform says, Miss Martin Muses is even cooler now. You didn't fall for the Picard season 3 hype. There are good parts, but it pales in comparison. I was real disappointed. Oh, yes. Well, thank you. Well, I'm definitely cooler now because, as I've said, we are in freezing weather. We had snow. I'm being made fun of by all my people in a more northern latitude, but hey, laugh away. When you're not used to the cold or you've gotten out of the habit of being cold, it feels very different. And a lot of the kids around here, like, never see snow. Like, for many, this was their first snow. It was pathetic. It was a little dusting, but they were excited. Yeah. Well, when some people were trying to say, "Oh, season 3, oh my gosh," I was at the gym, so I put it on my when I was on the treadmill, and after the first few scenes, I turned it off because I felt the way that I have said I feel about the Wheel of Time TV show is I just couldn't get that in my head. I just didn't even want it in my head. It's like, "Just go away, go away." Mikey says 4, you mean Tuvok, not Tupac. Yes, I meant Tuvok. Oh, dear. Oops. Hey, I just started a rumor. Everyone's saying hello. Everyone's saying hello. Yes, please unfollow his if you haven't unfollowed his original X account. Yes, yes, he got hacked. Be careful of fishing. I went out barefoot at -14 to cut herbs this morning. Holy crud. You're hardcore. Yes, -10 here in Chicago. Yeah, I'm sure the Chicago people are like, yeah. Chicago is so cold. I used to go up to Chicago back in the day to see some theater, and yes, it was freezing. The last time I've been genuinely, really genuinely cold was when I was in Iceland. That was several years ago. I want to go back. COVID ruined all my travels, but I'm getting ready to be cold because I'm going to go on an Alaskan cruise, and that's going to be really cold. It's cold tier 2 in Oklahoma. Report it too if you can. I was hijacked by a scammer and he's fishing for more victims. Yeah, I reported that motherfucker. Battle Beyond the Stars with Richard Thomas from the Waltons celebrates his 40th anniversary, 5th anniversary this year. Oh, yay, the Waltons. If of the OG cast, only Thomas and Sybil Danning are still alive. Oh my goodness. I used to love the Waltons when I was a kid. Yeah, good stuff. 11 Fahrenheit here in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. Okay, yes. So I knew all the Northerners would have an issue, but part of the problem is it's all relative. Because we're not equipped or used to it, we just can't function. And the temperatures were going to be too cold for the young uns because when the buses were supposed to go, it was going to be well below freezing. And a lot of people don't even have winter stuff. Like, my best winter coat is over with my mom. And I'm like, dang, I don't even own one. So I'm going to have to buy one when I go up to Alaska. Good night, Teresa. Good night, Adiga. Good night, Gravy. Good night, Mikey. Oh, you going to sleep? Oh, okay. See ya. Well, thank you. Thank you for popping by. Nor Pearl Life for me. Everyone, subscribe. We're going to be talking more about the Wheel of Time. Like I said, I love it so far. It's so good. And I love Robert Jordan. He was a good man. And, people trying to talk trash about him just to get some engagement. It's just so low. It upset me. And it reminded me why I just can't look at anything on X anymore unless if it's looking at kittens or things. Sometimes people will point it out to me. That's usually how I see it. And I'm just like, come on, quit being so awful. It's a Walton joke. Oh, for fudge's sake. I get it now. See, aren't I being good? I've been trying to give up the F-bomb. I worked on it during Advent and I'm really going to go hardcore at Lent. So we shall see. Of course, it's a Walton joke. Here we, because I was ready to say, dude, yeah, you're going, you're on the same time, kind of. Okay, you got the joke. Just me now too. Okay, yeah, we got it. Hey, I'm a little slow here. I'm gonna blame it on the weather. I'm gonna blame it on the weather for the next 100 years because I can. But in any case, it brings me back to also the days in Ireland. Now, in Ireland, of course, it wouldn't usually get this freezing, but there's just a general being cold when you're there because it's usually rainy and wet and just what a hot tea or piping hot soup would do. Like, carrot soup, vegetable soup, all that. I have some fish soup. I'm going to be making that later today that I got from Norway that Stig sent to me. He gave me the powdered stuff, and then you add some extra cod. So I'm looking forward to having that because there's just something that's really nice about having hot piping soup with hot piping bread with butter. Catholics are the best swearers in the world. Life form. Uh-oh. And drinkers. That is true. Yeah, we're happy people. Sadly, well, if you do it too much, you gotta stop if you catch my meaning. But that's okay. That's okay. But it does say that we're not really supposed to, let filth come out of our mouths. But to me, it's a nonsense word. But I do understand. I do understand. Amen to Feldercarp. I'll be lurking, says Mikey Sue's 4, but got the thumbs up and save for the rewatch. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Mikey Sue's 4. Good to see you. And good to see everyone here. But remember that this is an open musing. So if there is something about which you would like to muse. Now, Thursday night, I'm going to be having Mags back because Mags is back. She and I are going to be doing a mid-evening musings. And we're going to talk about pretty dresses because, oh my gosh, if you watch the inauguration, not only maybe is America going to be great again, but dresses are going to be great again. I mean, those dresses were gorgeous. First of all, Melania, okay, but she cheats because she's a model. But whoever their stylists are, I mean, all the Trump kids, grandkids looked fantastic. And the winner, though, in my humble opinion, next to Melania, but she's a model, was Usha, JD Vance's wife, now the second lady. Holy crud, was her dress amazing. Oh, she was gorgeous. You see, here's the thing. Not everyone might be able to look like a supermodel, but you can dress like a friggin' supermodel. And whoever put that dress together and the style and the hair and everything, she just was stunning. Absolutely stunning. So 2 thumbs up. So we're going to talk about dresses and other things as well, and other fashion, elegant fashion. We're going to make fashion great again. I was seeing someone on X was saying, we need to start wearing hats. Like, dudes, why don't you wear hats? And I'm not talking baseball caps. Now, I have a lot of pretty hats, and I used to wear hats a lot, especially to church, because you can get away with it at church. But lately I haven't, because if you're participating, wearing the hat can be an issue. But love hats. We need to bring back hats. Noporia Lifeform says, yes, I'm glad Mags is doing more. I don't know how I convinced her to come on Chopori a few weeks ago. Well, you probably just asked. When in doubt, ask. Melania was a smooth criminal. I'm not sure I understand. Gravy D says, that was the first time I saw Vince's wife. She's pretty. Yes, Usha. Yeah. And her fashion sense was just good. And also what she wore to the inauguration, her pink dress, it was gorgeous. See, this is one of the things. And I don't want to necessarily make it a left-right thing. But come on, we can still be pretty. We don't need to be ugly. And you can still wear pretty dresses, pretty clothes, do your hair, look decent. This whole idea of things being ugly, uglifying things. Throw it out here with the Wheel of Time, a show I don't really watch because I, again, don't want to get those things in my head. But sometimes it's almost impossible not for something to come up, an image here and there. And I'm like, ugly. They're taking beautiful women and making them ugly. That's the other thing. It's like, it's not even that they're ugly people, but they're just going out of the way to make them ugly. I think we first started seeing it with, who was it? Remember from Last Jedi? Oh my gosh. It was like, let's find all these women and make them as ugly as we can. Kelly Marie Tran, I've seen her look lovely. I mean, lovely when she was wearing this elegant, red dress. I think maybe it was at a premiere or something. I'm like, she's beautiful. What did they do? They said, let's make this woman look as ugly as she can. It's like, we'll make her look fat, we'll make her look small and dumpy, and just make her look like an idiot. It's like, no, let's make fashion great again. Let's make pretty great again. Michael Jackson, Smooth Criminal. Okay, gotcha, got you. She was wearing a similar cap. Okay, understood. Hat, rather. Yes. Okay, I've got you. I gotcha. Son of a gun. With good reason. Melania was channeling the V for Vendetta look. Ooh, interesting. And with good reason, yes. Yesterday was Independence Day. I didn't realize how much stress I've been under because, there has been a lot of, beyond nastiness. 2016, 2020 was nasty, but the vindictiveness and persecutions and, it was just so scary. I mean, I remember when the attacks started on the Catholic churches, and my mom was like, "Are you still going to go to mass?" And I had one of those like Thomas More moments or something, and thinking back about the Irish, breaks my heart the way Ireland is right now, but they went to mass when it was illegal and all that, and it's like, well, if there's going to be an attack, there's going to be an attack, and of course, nothing was done about them. And of course, if you've been in the military, things to do with the jab, things to do with all sorts of awful stuff, and to feel like that's going to stop, and that we even see a lot of powerful entities are trying to walk back a lot of what they did. But I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to forget what they did and what they tried to do to us. Oh boy. I mean, I was on the verge of thinking, am I going to have to like just hop around to different places and countries? I mean, it's just, ugh. Things should be better for everybody. Norporial says, same with Uhura and New Trek, Strange New Worlds. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you talk about beautiful. I mean, Nichelle Nichols, holy moly, was she gorgeous. And then they made her ugly. Good afternoon, it is DJ Play Nice. Hello, nice to see you. Didn't think of that, says Norporial Lifeform. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at about that. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Yeah, just, the stress. The stress. It's just nice to have that a little bit off your back. These, something that rhymes with gangs that have been coming through and doing what they're doing, they're here. I mean, there was a raid very close to where I live, and not where you would think they would be. And all people want to do is be safe. I mean, you would think it wouldn't be rocket science to say that if someone is one of the most heinous crimes, that not only are they going to get arrested, but they're going to have to leave. It's been very, very stressful. What else do we have here? Everyone's still saying hello to each other. Yeah. So we shall see. We shall pay attention. I think there won't be any more something that rhymes with domestic heroism, but not heroism against a lot of these places, because I think that unlike the previous administration, they will be arrested. They will be prosecuted. The whole two-tier system that had existed, where certain groups could be allowed to mirrorize certain other groups and nothing happened to them, and someone else sneezed and they go to jail. It's really sad. I mean, I've been seeing what's been going on in Britain too. It's really, really getting bad over there. I know. See, Norporial Life form says, I can't believe the third season of Wheel of Emerson is 2 months away. I do not know how the show is still on. Wheel of Time was done the most dirty, more so than Tolkien, in my opinion. Ooh, that's a tall order. Of course, I can't say so because I haven't watched the Wheel of Time TV show. I have, though, heard enough about what they did, like with Moraine, that made me go, "What?" And I know that they butchered Rand and that they didn't have the big old battle in the sky, which is, like, ridiculous. I think maybe the Wheel of Time is on for the same reason that the Rings of Prime is still on. They had to have put up money up front, like, we've ordered this many seasons. I can't even imagine how much money was spent. I think we know how much money was spent to get the rights for some of the names that they used to make the Rings of Prime. I'm not sure how much the Wheel of Prime has paid for the rights. No, Reporter Lifeform says, I can't say for everyone's reaction to it. The new season is going to cover Shadow Rising and Fires of Heaven. The fourth book. See, what they should have done was done each season would be each book. That's a no-brainer. It is Rennie L. We are having a chill stream because it's cold. Chill in the literal and the figurative sense of the word. She says, I caught you live, lady, listening at work. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to try to do better about my lives. It helps when you're frozen in, literally. So I really do enjoy talking with everyone and doing these casual musings. And when you don't have to go to do any work, it's also a lot easier. But thank you. And I hope that maybe this will help you while you are listening at work. Myself and Aldan argued to this day. Or is it AI Dan? Oh, does he like the show? I don't know. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Yeah. Yeah, stay tuned. I don't know. I was watching Prophet of the Dragon. He's doing a rewatch of season 1. I don't know. I heard that the actor they got for Men was also not very good, and they've uglified Nynaeve. That's what I've seen, because I don't think the actress is ugly in real life, but man, do they make her look ugly. Again, we're going to make beauty great again. You hear me, friends and neighbors? We're going to make beauty great again. Be pretty. Be nice. Yeah, Rennie, I'm trying to bring back hats again. Well, I'll tell you what. Not only have I worn hats in church, I like to, but also veils. We need to make chapel veils back. They're great. And come on, you have a chance to wear something lacy and pretty on your head. Take advantage. Nerdporial Lifeform says, Emerson and Jennifer Salty have done a lot of damage to the fantasy genre. Some even say Game of Thrones and the PJ Lord of the Rings film set a standard that everyone simply copies. Yes, unfortunately. You see, the whole thing was everyone wanted to be Game of Thrones without considering what made Game of Thrones, the first 4 seasons, great. Because Game of Thrones even quit being Game of Thrones. And I still get annoyed to this day, the fact that I think a lot of people judge the books by what they've seen in the TV shows, which you can't even do. And yes, the PJ Lord of the Rings film set a standard. Sadly, again, what Peter Jackson did was incredibly unique. And it's, to me, feels like they take the worst parts of those films, and there were a few things that were cringe, and copy them, yeah. I'm afraid that fantasy on TV and all that, or in the cinema, is something we're just not going to see restored, at least for a decade. But where fantasy lives forever is in comics. There's still some good comics, and there's very solid, from what I see so far, comic adaptations of The Wheel of Time. And that's the only way we're going to get it, as well as the books. I mean, we can just do that. Norporiel says, Al, Dan, and I argue about what is worse, Wheel of Primes or Rings of Power. Oh, understood. Well, I think my answer to that would be just very similar to what I say about people that try to compare, like Wheel of Time to Lord of the Rings, Robert Jordan to Tolkien. You can't. You just can't. They're their own thing. It's like trying to compare Jane Austen to Charlotte Bronte, though, or you know, Robert Jordan to Shakespeare or something, or Jane Austen to Shakespeare. They are in their own century. Tolkien was in a different century to most of these people, even though they kind of overlapped. Different time, different place, and they were telling different things, different goals. So when it's being butchered, I think it's very difficult to compare the two. Hello, everyone that's coming in. Please like, share, and subscribe early and often. I'm so happy to see you here helping me chill. Remember, this is an open musings, so we can muse about whatever you like, but I have the power of veto. I'm like the president. I will make an executive order. So Miss Martin Muses in Neuroporeal Lifeform says, I sent you a DM with the comparison of Guy Fawkes. Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you. Make beauty great again. Damn right, Rennie. Well, I have a chance to make a hat great again because I'm already getting ready for this Alaska cruise. I'm going to be so cold. It's going to probably make what I'm feeling right now feel not cold. I'm going on like a salmon excursion thing, not actual fishing. You can go fishing, but I would rather die 1,000 deaths because that's cold. And I don't like to touch like live fish. I'm going to be going on a boat with smoked salmon and all sorts of salmon like you wouldn't believe it. And we're going to look at eagles, bald eagles, but I'm going to be friggin' cold. And let's see, what do we have here? I have a pinhead hats that are too big for me. Yeah, too bad. Well, when you're looking at things like Jackie Kennedy, I mean, you talk about glamour. Who's always pretty? Gravy D is always pretty. Well, I'm sure you are. Yes, everyone's pretty. You know who was really pretty? The dude who does the persistence. When I saw him getting ready for the inaugural ball and he was doing his hair, and I'm like, dude, you have the most fantastic hair ever. I want that man's hair. No Prayer Life Form said, Martin didn't complete the book since what we got. I don't think he will finish because of the reception of the ideas for the ending he gave Dan and Dave. Yeah. People were joking that we were all the beta readers for his ending. Yeah. Yeah, he didn't finish the books, but they still could have executed a better ending, but it's just it was just a whole big mess. I think I'm of the opinion that Martin has finished them. And when he says he's still working on it, he's just being a jerk. And I think he's going to wait till he's dead. I think he's going to chicken out. Just publish them when he's dead. So we won't know the reception. No Prayer Lifestone says the Rings of Power is made of stuff to fill in the second age that misses its mark. The Wheel of Prime is a complete disregard to Robert Jordan's years of work that he couldn't even finish due to his passing. Yeah, and I think that that's what makes it so egregious what they are doing, because we know that Robert Jordan, his life was cut short too early with an illness. I think it was a form of cancer. I mean, it was something that was really aggressive and relatively rare. Like, he didn't finish because he died, but he left behind enough notes, enough stuff so that it could be finished. He let it be finished. He wanted to give his fans the ending. When he first got his diagnosis on his blog, his first thing was, don't worry, I'm still going to finish. You're still going to get your stuff. And it's just like, wow, this just so different to Martin, because I will bash Martin. I just don't like it when people bash Martin for disingenuous reasons or they're not accurate. Like, if you're going to bash someone, bash them for something they actually do. Jordan was so selfless about that and cared about his work. And Sanderson, went and finished it for the fans. And then to do what they're doing with the Wheel of Prime, it's kind of like crapping on someone's grave. It's really, really evil what they're doing. And I don't like to use the word evil too often because it is so overdone, but there's just something that's just really insidious about what they're doing. Lord Thoth says on Wheel of Crime, TV is way worse than the reels of pathetic. Rings of pathetic, rather. I can see that. I can see where you all are coming from. But oh boy, rings of it's all bad. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Yes, Rennie L. Scott Pressler has amazing hair. Yeah, I mean when you've got the fact that we're all jealous of a gay man's hair, and that's the same man who is our liaison to the Amish. I mean, come on, what a timeline we're living in. Yes. Did you see that video when he's getting ready and he had the flat iron out? Oh my gosh. Amazing hair. It was cardiac amyloidosis. When I was making my biography of him, I had to do like 12 takes to say it right, and I probably misdiagnosed it. Deposits entered his heart. Yeah. And I recall that after his death, he kind of has a thing like for people to donate to research for it. He did chemo, I think. Yeah, he tried, but it was less than 2 years after his diagnosis that he passed away. I did start reading Baron and Luthien, says an Incorporeal Life Form. Holy crap, that beginning is crazy. Yes. Now, are you reading the way it is set out in the Silmarillion or the separate one? They're kind of one and the same, but yeah. I mean, you want to talk about if they wanted to do it right, if they wanted to do something unbelievably amazing, they could do the Silmarillion and do it episodic. So, like, one season is Beren and Luthien, another one is the Children of Húrin. Oh, that would be so great. We do know, of course, that the Tolkien estate has not given the rights to it, and of course, at this point, I don't want them to. But yes, you want to talk about a love story that is so epic. Hell yes. Yeah. Oh, the Silmarillion. Good. Yeah. A love beyond death. Oh, Beren and Luthien. Yeah. I did a fan casting of these things because what was it? It was on Jacob Ironside's channel. And I had for Luthien Madeline Stowe, young Madeline Stowe, and I kind of used a picture of the way she looks in The Last of the Mohicans. And for Beren, I think I had the dude from um what was it? True Blood, the guy who was the Swedish vampire. I saw a picture of him that made him look like Beren to me. Yeah, we love Beren and Luthien here and Miss Martin Muses. We love Tolkien here at Miss Martin Muses, and there are more letters coming. I think that my video this Friday will be a letter of J.R.R. Tolkien. It is one of his newer ones, as well as some of his older, the previous published letters where he got the names of his characters. Things like Warg, things like Gandalf, things like, what was it? The orcs. He has those in his letters, and I think it gives some great insight into his works. I've been practicing some of the words he got it from because they are from like some old Norse Scandinavian stuff, and of course I never will be able to pronounce it correctly, but I can make it sound not horrendous. Let me just tell you this. Gandalf did not come from Grand Elf. Oh, for crying out loud. Skarsgård, thank you. And I probably just mispronounced that too. Yes. And the picture I found was really good. And we even did some Lord of the Rings ones because as much as I like David Wenham as Faramir, I am just biased. I think he was hot, and I love Sean Bean as Boromir. That's not really how they are described. Of course, they're supposed to have raven hair. So for my boyfriend Faramir, I had the guy who actually played Thorin Oakenshield. as him, but of course, obviously not looking like that character, but more like the way he looked in the North and South, where you see him. Oh, romantic hero. He was so hot. And I found a picture of him as the sheriff of Nottingham in some Robin Hood thing where it looked like medieval clothing. And I'm like, that is more the way my man looks. He's supposed to look. And for what's his name? Theonore, I think that the guy who played Stannis Baratheon in the Game of Thrones TV show would be a good one, a younger version of him. Obviously not quite looking the same, but that actor is amazing. Yes, he is precious. I currently have cataralysis. My cat is hijacking the hot water bottle, and so I cannot move. But that's okay. Yeah. Speaking of things we're never going to get, of course, we're never going to get a proper Star Wars after episode 6. So the graphic novel versions of the Thrawn trilogy, go ahead and read them and love them, because that's the closest we're going to get to a visual of what happened to our friends after the Return of the Jedi, because I don't give a damn what anyone says, especially Disney Star Wars people. I don't have to accept your story as the canon version. I can do what I want in my own head, and my story is a story that was the story up until 2014 or whatever, whenever it happened, when it was sold. It was around that time. I think it was 2014. That's the story. Just because someone buys it and says, no, this is a story. No, I don't have to accept that. Same thing with the Rings of Power. It's like, no, this is a story. This is a story. We're going to do that. No, I don't have to accept that. I don't accept any of that. It's my entertainment. I don't have to accept it. Pissed off. North Pole Life Form says, Darth Angelus has made a CGI episodes of Heir to the Empire here on YouTube. Oh, I think I've seen those. Yes, I saw the first one when it gets started. I think I see the first episode. You are correct that it is probably also going to be the closest we can get. I think it's a lost cause to care about what Disney is doing right now. It's never going to be any good. And I can't even get upset about it anymore, because you accept only what you allow yourself to accept. Oh, we're all laughing. I forget what I don't know what you're laughing at, but I'm sure it's funny. The cataralysis, yes, it's a thing. Yeah, the little guy is right on top of the hot water bottle. But then again, it's cold. So, I understand. It's better than when he tries to knock the earphones out of my head when I'm on a stream. It's like, oh, I'll play with those. Make that person that feeds me pay attention to me. Yeah. Gosh, this blackcurrant hot toddy is really good, especially when you're cold. Oh, boy. Well, this has been some fun stuff. Yeah, please, everyone that's coming in, hello. About what would you like to muse? It is an open musing. You can muse about whatever the hell you want, except I have veto power. I don't know. I guess basically my main role here in Miss Martin Muses is don't be an asshole. No one likes an asshole. I have no toleration for that. Life's too short. Gravy D says, I bought Star Wars Rogue Squadron for Nintendo 64 yesterday. Didn't get a time of that. Yay! Yes. The Rogue Squadron game. I remember that. My brother had it and I played it. And the Rogue Squadron books, Rogue Squadron and Race Squadron, they were so good. To me, they were almost the best of the EU. If you have not read them, everyone read those things. And yes, that game was so much fun. Well, that's what I like about things like Half Price Bookstore. You can go there, or any other thrift places or even eBay. Don't give Disney your money, in my humble opinion. However, if you do give Disney money, that's fine too. I'm not gonna play witch hunter on that kind of stuff, because if we really truly were not going to give Disney or things money, what, we wouldn't be able to watch sports, because you watch ESPN, you watch Hulu, you hell, basically you walk out the door, you're going to be giving money to someone that you don't like. However, there is satisfaction to not giving Disney money. I don't give George R. R. Martin money either. Till that SOB comes out with Winds of Winter and quits toying with us, I get everything from the half price bookstore about him. He can piss off. I liked that game, says Norporeal Lifeform. I used to use a bubble cheat for the later levels. A volcano mission was impossible otherwise. Yeah, remember those old Lord of the Rings games? I don't know if it was Nintendo that did it or something else. I just have a memory of playing the Lord of the Rings and them trying to play in the Fellowship of the Ring. Oh, I was as Aragorn, all those orcs, and I just kept getting killed, and I got frustrated, so I quit. Norporeal says, I never played the sequels, though. I love Shadows of the Empire on N64 as well. Love getting into 3D gaming with the system. Yeah, the Shadows of the Empire was definitely a highlight of the everything, to be honest. Yes. It was a multimedia extravaganza. They had a video game, they had a comic, they had a book, they had a soundtrack. Good stuff. Now, was the story itself, was the book and everything associated with it, was it the best of the EU? It was all right. She's who I thought was a good villain. It was limited because it was between the Return of the Jedi and the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And I feel like we were missing Han Solo and we knew it. And they tried to have Dash Rendar, I think, fill a little bit of that. But still, it was good, it was ambitious, and we enjoy it. Gravy D says, Shadows of the Empire, when it came out, was very impressive. The Hoth level blew me away back then. Huh? So there you go. Yeah, all that time, the late 90s, was a real heyday of the EU and the oh my gosh, the comics were so good that were coming out. I remember every week going, well, not every week, obviously, but when they would come out, getting those comics and just loving them. Oh my gosh. The prequel comics were also amazing. Did I say that? I already got that. Yes. Yeah, I'm just keeping my eyeball on the time here. Oh, while we are coming up on the 1 hour mark. So, yeah, today's going to be some fish soup. I'm going to watch Dirty Harry when I'm done here. And I don't think I'm going to take a nap because, okay, this is a disgrace. I didn't get up till 11:30. It was just too cold and cozy, and I had my Icelandic blanket on top of me. It was so warm. So no nap today. I only got in about 30 pages of Wheel of Time. I need to keep going. Oh my gosh, I read like 130 pages when I started it. I mean, that's just how freaking good this stuff is. Dirty Harry, nice. Yeah, that's going to be for my challenge. And I think my February challenge, I might redo the old one from last year. But you know what would be funny is, just for all the men out there, your challenge is you have to watch Pride and Prejudice, the 1995 miniseries with Colin Firth, and take notes because we love it. Absoluta mundo, we love it. Miss Martin Muses says in Corporeal Life Form, watch my retrospective when you're done with the film. Oh, I would be happy to. Yes. Dirty Harry is so good. Yeah. I mean, my dad quotes it all the time. I think I might have watched it a long time ago. I have no memory of it. I honestly think I might just know it more from pop culture. Let's see. Nope, not gonna do it. Oh, Pride and Prejudice. That's why it's a challenge. Hey, you want to talk about make America pretty again? Oh, those dresses. Oh, they're so good. The only problem though with the Pride and Prejudice dresses is they are empire waist. So unless you are like Keira Knightley and weigh 50 pounds, you will look pregnant wearing them. I mean, it just was not the most attractive silhouette for most women. But if you were pregnant, I guess it'd be good to wear. But yeah, the empire waists are not the most flattering. Nerdporeal life form. When a man intends to commit something, I shoot the bested. That's my policy. Very nice. Pride and Prejudice and zombies. You know what? I will accept Pride and Prejudice and zombies. So if you want to watch that instead, go ahead and do so. My only concern about Pride and Prejudice and zombies is that the actor who plays Mr. Darcy is inadequate. He's not good looking and he has a rough voice. I mean, he has a voice that sounds like his esophagus is damaged. No offense to the dude, but you gotta have a sexy voice and you gotta be sexy to be Mr. Darcy. But I will accept that. I will accept it. So when February rolls around, everyone needs to check in. Or if you want to watch Sense and Sensibility, actually, maybe I should just make it Jane Austen. Dudes just have to watch a Jane Austen movie. So you get to see Alan Rickman being hot as Colonel Brandon. Yeah, I got too many guys in here to talk like this. When Mags is around, she'll understand. We'll get over it. Yeah. Maybe Jane Eyre, but if you watch Jane Eyre, that's Charlotte Bronte, by the way. You have to watch the one with Timothy Dalton. Yeah. Saw this pic, I see it. Hot Snape. Damn right. You never would have thought. Colonel Brandon is perfection, and Alan Rickman is perfection in that role. May he rest in peace. Yeah, I've got some things to say about this new Harry Potter thing that's going to be coming out. I'm wondering if some of the leaks or, oh, these people are set to be cast and all that. I'm wondering if they were testing the waters. Because nothing has actually come of any of it yet. But usually when an outlet like that gets, oh, a rumor so-and-so is set to do it, it is usually controlled release. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I have zero hope for it. And I think that for the most part, the original movies were just fine. The later ones weren't as good as they should have been. But the first two just has so much magic. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I like the Prisoner of Azkaban. Says Lord Thoth. Okay, yeah. Well, hey, I understand if you're a straight man, you may not get it. So, but I would say, guys, if you want to get lucky, watch it and take notes. So, yeah, that's that. I can't believe we're almost out of January. Got only 10 more days. I've got a lot of orchestra work coming up, which is good because that means money. But beyond that, things are pretty tame. And like I said, I like it when things kind of slow down. Only saw the first 4 movies. Are you referring to Dirty Harry? I am not certain. Tell you what, Predators, I'm still gonna just rant and rave a little bit about that. I really like that. And I really liked Rambo 4. But we're going to be talking about that when we do our roundup of the action movies. All right. Well, Harry Potter. Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, I was talking about Harry Potter. Yeah. The 5 through 8 were the ones that was done by the same director, and I didn't like what he did. That's just all there is to it. Didn't like it. The books, of course, are better. They always are, but I mean, I just remember how magical it was to get those books at midnight. I think they started doing that around was it the 4th book? I think it was. But man, in the Order of the Phoenix and getting the Half-Blood Prince, and then the final one, there were no spoilers that had leaked or any that I had seen, and just being so excited and talking to the people at the Harry Potter party at Barnes and Noble. We're all dressed up, and it's like we're talking about what we think is going to happen, and when midnight rolls in, we all get our book. It was so amazing, and of course, they had it that we had prepaid for it, so you had, like, a little stamp or something, so that basically midnight rolls around and the line moves up, and we all just get our book, and we ran to our cars. It was so good. "You need to watch Magnum Force," says Norperial Life Form. "It is the other side of the Dirty Harry coin." Okay, Magnum Force. Well, yeah. We see, this is what I'm saying is like, if I'm gonna challenge myself to watch action films, the guys can challenge themselves to at least one chick flick. I call them bonnet movies. I got that from Glenn Beck. He calls them bonnet movies. Because yeah, they always have bonnets. That's awesome. See, Magnum Force. I'm googling it. Magnum Force, 1973. Oh, that would count for my challenge. Second to feature Clint Eastwood as Maverick Cop Harry Callahan after the 1971 Dirty Harry. Oh, well, there you are. Yeah, can you believe that Clint Eastwood is still alive? Oh my gosh. I mean, I want to look that good when I'm 93. Thank you very much. Him and who else is really old that looks good? Well, Hulk Hogan, he's 71, but man, you see him ripping off his shirt last night. He did that trip, same trick he kind of did at the convention, and he had like a t-shirt underneath it. It was fun. Yeah, we love Hulk Hogan here at Miss Martin Muses. Alrighty, well, kids, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Last call for any last musings. Oh, this is actually a truth. I will give you this. Shatner looks better than Clint. Who would have thought? I mean, I wouldn't have thought back in the day that of all of them, Shatner would have been the most immortal. First of all, I think he's almost lived longer than most of the Star Trek people, but you're right. He looks good. And he, for a 93-year-old, or was he 94 now? He is so mobile. When I was watching him climb up the stairs to go in that spaceship thing, it was like, oh my gosh, I want to look that good and be that mobile. So yeah, he wins. William Shatner wins. Classic Hogan, yeah. Yeah, I like wrestlers. They're soap operas for men, right? Good stuff. Betty White actually looked pretty good. I mean, she almost made it to 100. Samuel L. Jackson is 76. My goodness, we're all getting old. Yeah. Yeah, he looks good. Not here. Well, Harrison Ford, he looks okay, but oh my gosh, that's the doorbell. The what the hell? Sylvester Stallone, he looks good in the whatever show. Let me see. No one should really be ringing my doorbell unless I have a delivery. Do I have a delivery? He will be 94 in 2 months. Okay, thank you. Yeah, my mom loves him. She still calls him Jim to this day. She watched the original Trek in her dorm room at college. And rather not dorm room, in the dorm, because that was back when if you wanted to go ahead and watch stuff, you had to go like to the lounge. So that was how she watched the original Trek. So she is an original fan. Okay, well, if the person rings the doorbell again, I might have to get it, but I think it might be for delivery. Sometimes my dad, he sends me stuff because my dad's awesome. If he sent me something, I sure as hell hope it's hot chocolate because it's friggin' cold. Tulsa King, where I live. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Sloan 78. My goodness. Um, Renee L says, Teresa is like, this better be something good or I am not answering the door. Damn right. Damn right. Why should I? It's cold. And I'm lying down on my chaise lounge with a hot water bottle and a cat and blackcurrant toddy from Norway. Why the I almost used an F bomb. I'm trying to get rid of it. I almost why the hell should I? There we go. Hell. Yes. Yeah. Oh, boy. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to wrap up this party because I do have to look after my voice. It is part of my livelihood, and it's been an hour and 11 minutes. So I want to thank everyone that has been keeping me company today. And I hope maybe as you've been cold, you have been kept company as well. And I am keeping my eyeballs open to see, will there be orchestra tomorrow or will there not be? Because it might be cold again tomorrow. It depends on the buses and the little people. We have a Dega Outlaw. We have Rennie L, DJ Play Nice, Gravy D, Nordporeal Lifeform. Let me see who else. Tons of people have been in and out, and I definitely do appreciate that. We had, I think I already said a Dega Outlaw. We had DJ Play Nice. I think I've said that. We had Mikey Susie 4, and things are jumping around. So if I miss anyone, please, pretty please, do not take offense. It is not intentional. Lord Thoth, thank you very much for being here. It's always good to see you and always good to talk about things like the Wheel of Time. Yeah, I'm going to be trying to put together a Dragon Reborn stream because hell yeah, that was pretty cool. And many others because the Wheel of Time is amazing. Also, Cobra Kai never dies. Cobra Kai never dies, kids. Oh my gosh. I have loved Cobra Kai. I have loved it. I think it's been probably some of the best stuff that is on TV. And I have it from a real source that I'm going to be happy with the ending. But I promised I wouldn't say anything because that would be rude. If you really have a source, you actually don't tell people what you know. And I know something. And so it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be nice. Have a awesome Ethan says, DJ Play Nice. Y'all be safe. Have fun. Take care of your crew and rock. Yes, we all rock here at Miss Martin Muses and we're nice and happy. I am almost ready, I think, to get some memberships going. So stay tuned for that. But I'm trying to figure out how to do a special sticker. I don't know how to do it. I might have to get my nephew to do it. Yeah, college is closed today. So maybe I'll be like, hey, earn your keep for all the stuff your aunt's done for you. Tell me how to do a sticker. All right. Well, thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great day. And be certain to keep warm and don't let the bastards get you down.